Hello, it's Brooke-Sidney, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And today we are talking all about our mental diet and keeping some of our thoughts and manifestations to ourselves. But before we do it, I just want to remind you that there are several ways to work with me. All that information is listed below, as well as communities of like-minded individuals that can help you on this amazing manifestation journey. So today I wanted to dive into, I feel like, a part of my manifestation practice that I only thought about more recently after I've been talking about several things with my clients. So one of my key, I feel like, tricks or tips for mental diet is to keep it to yourself. But before we get into that, many of you, especially if you're new to the law of assumption community or law of attraction community, you might be wondering, what is your mental diet? A mental diet is really when we're taking stock of the thoughts that we're thinking, even I believe the way that we're feeling, and also, if we're going to take it a step further, the thoughts that are contributing to our actions. If we can make those three observations in our daily life, you will see movement in your manifestation. So one aspect of our mental diet is definitely paying attention to it, being aware, the power of awareness, which is a mindfulness tool. And I'll tag some of my mindfulness videos, as well as what Neville Goddard talks about all the time, the power of awareness. Being aware of who we are, who we think we are, how we're thinking, feeling, and being in this world is so, so powerful. So when we're thinking about our mental diet, that's the first thing. We want to be aware of actually what we're thinking, how we're thinking about ourselves, what we're believing, and obviously what we're feeling, and how all of that is ending up in our actions, right? And we can see that very easily by looking at the 3D. We can look at the 3D reality around us and see exactly what we've been thinking and what we have been manifesting, whether consciously or unconsciously. The second thing that I want to point out with a mental diet is, like, just like any other diet, there are often things that we need to constrain or remove from our diets. So for example, if you're on the keto diet, which I find very challenging, you're getting rid of, like, essentially most of your sugars or most of your carbs, all that good stuff, or at least reducing it. They say to about 20% or so, or 20 carbs. Anyway, you get my drift. With the mental diet, very similarly, we want to reduce any thoughts that are not in alignment with what we're trying to be, or who we're trying to be is a better way to put it, and ultimately the person who has the thing that we want. So if we are sitting around wanting to be in a relationship, but we spend most of our time thinking about how relationships didn't work, our past relationship, how we were cheated on or whatever, or how all the marriages never work, whatever, that are not thoughts that are in alignment with where you want to be and who you want to become, you need to start removing them. Obviously, it is easier, in the way our subconscious works, is to replace those thoughts once we're alerted to the fact that we're thinking something like, in this case, relationships never work out for me. We want to replace it with another thought, which we now call affirmations, that is something in alignment with what we want. For example, relationships always work out for me. I'm in the best relationship. I am with the love of my life, whatever. So the second step is removing any of the thoughts that we don't want to be thinking, removing or constraining them. And then the third step is putting it into the positive, flipping it. And I always say, if we can find some sort of a lift, some sort of a bonus, some sort of a gift with the new track, then that's all more the better. And I think it really helps us feel good when we're doing the new mental diet and the new affirmations. But the last thing that I want to share, which I think is equally as important, and I didn't realize it until recently that I actually do it, and it's kind of two parts. So if I am trying to manifest something and I have shared it with someone else, and it's definitely happened to me when I was in a relationship where I had that person start speaking against whatever I was trying to manifest. And so immediately I would be like, cancel, clear, delete. And often I would even share, hey, you're not interested. It's like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not interested in that type of energy, that type of thought, so that I can immediately both interrupt myself as well as not have that in my environment. Because you guys, think of it like this: when you're in a diet, when you have a mental diet, you are trying to control your environment. Just like if you were on, a food diet, go back to the keto. We're not going to go all the places and have all the things that are like carb. We're probably not going to go to an Italian restaurant, right? We may not want to tempt ourselves that way. Same thing with our mental diet. We want to make sure that we are keeping people and thoughts around us that are conducive and supportive to our goals, our manifestation goals. Also, as kind of an asterisk here, you have to also remember that if you are receiving these type of comments in your environment, they are a reflection of you. At some level, either your thoughts are vibrating at that, or you are vibrating at that, or that has been the way in which you have seen yourself or the manifestation in the past. So that person is actually, in fact, doing you a favor to alert you to the fact that that's the way that you have been thinking. That's the energy or vibration that you have been putting out. But that's cool, because you don't have to do it anymore. And so whether you think of it as telling the other person or ultimately telling yourself, it doesn't really matter. The goal here is to start to kind of constrain your environment to create the best possible environment for you to manifest. And for me, that is limiting outside voices and outside kind of declarations or affirmatives in the opposite of what I am trying to manifest. And I think I want to give you, I love when I can find scriptural references, because I think it's so amazing, because I feel like everything is all around us all the time. I feel like God is always giving, whether you believe God is in here or wherever, your higher self, there's always information that's being downloaded and given to us all the time. And I often think of Matthew 6:6, and I will read it. It says in the English Standard Version, "But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you." Now, whether you feel like Father is God, and whoever that is to you, the idea is that you want to kind of share your closest things, your prayers, your manifestations, ultimately with yourself, your great I am, the God or the God within. That is sufficient. In fact, I think when the manifestation goal is really nascent or as a baby, we want to almost kind of keep it quiet and until we can fully nurture it, support it, and grow it. There's no point of sharing it and letting someone poo-poo on the thing that you are so desiring, right? And I feel like that's especially important when you're thinking about relationships. Sometimes, you will want to manifest an SP, and you'll hear all these people talking about how there's no point in manifesting an X, or you don't want to circle the block, or even if it's not an ex, maybe it's someone else you've seen from afar and your friends and family could think it's ridiculous. Keep your manifestation goals close to your chest, right? Keep them in your heart. Go and pray and manifest and do your, mental diet in secret. Share it only with those who will guard it as their own, if anyone, in fact. And definitely, I think that this scripture also refers to not only how we are speaking it like aloud or whether we're doing that at all, but the most important thing is speaking it within or speaking it with God, right? Whatever that is for you. So if you are saying that you want something, make sure that you have the inner conversations, meaning you're talking to yourself, your self-talk, the way that you speak about it to yourself and to God or your higher self, whatever the higher power is to you, that is in line with the way that you want it to manifest. Because it says, and your Father who sees in secret, basically who hears you in secret, who sees everything, which is you. Some people would say your subconscious, your higher self. God, for me, will reward you. right? It all works together. God, I feel like, created this beautiful framework that is our human consciousness, our brain, this amazing machine that we are. We are the original AI. And so these are my tips, the tips that I've been giving my one-on-one clients. So you're hearing it first today, some of these, especially in this concise kind of manner. And I'm encouraging you to let me know below which one struck you, surprised you, or what are some of the things that you've been doing to clean up your mental diet and to manifest your desires faster. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, like this video, and turn that bell on, and I'll see you in the next video.